Adu numatosumi no abo apemu ahaya Pent Radio 100.1 FM yokumase asokwa Pentecost House. Anwumre nunum empemu kase na matana se ade ebro. Kase mu aseda yemfema ohine race spices. And afi so ohine no dairy pardon mo se one madama. Abrebia wo boa yen ewosika fama yen so nya hodin de kase na ebro. Na anwumre kase na nsem no dia edi emu akotini bi ene se. Ononyafo sama okujeto ablakwa ede atogana ene mpanifo nyina anim se yempre eye homasua papa ebetete nipa ebeyi eye ketanhye ne pro ye de afiri won madwem sene se yede osom mum ebewura eye homasua emu Ononyafo ya osei adutwum kane osofo hwe homasua nsem so akasa na ne kasa na fa wasi nsohwe a nsusuanso ba enra ya no che se hwe ye de bibi ba yo ndc abamba ye no wo so wonto aso allowance de ma teacher for so won kire nkwala na de extra classes no mo so monto aso na man nkwala na dintwo nanso Ghana Education Service kire se enye no kreda asem na ononyafo osai adutwum ka na yemmu ni nyina emfa entungu Adeshe ensam de edoso de edimu ne ditie ne yede ebre ewo kase eso me amede bro medini ohene ba nya akose ke woke na streaming live on Facebook na afensu YouTube e de ama yoko a o like a na wa share no eja o comment e de atoase brebo mani akenkan e de ama wo ya dane huti awani age abofo enkrato e de kase ne nchiremu e beto wo so enche
Midofo a minim ho agro. Na say die waduane ne da no ayesronko.
Anne omura. Ohine spices abefi. Aduane de ayesronko. Ohine chicken seasoning. Se wo toto, wo chi ana wo ye akokɔ nam ho bibia. Fakakra som.
Froye no.
Ohine stew seasoning be manageta.
Jollof no.
Ohine jollof seasoning ma no hwam ni odew mu odew.
Fried rice no kra die.
Ohine fried rice seasoning e ma me frega frede aponchin kakra no me de ohine go seasoning na ye asama me se ni ra ohine seasoning powder ya woni beef shrimp noodles any de keke ka amunsu e de aduane ne hwam ne me de no ubedie dibio enti obapa ohine spices abama yen aduane no aye de efise ni die ne nso aye de
ohine spices e de ye
e wo gwa hodomu etufon for 020-780-5398 and 0244-525908 FDA agi edwedien kratoi atom
Adeshe mo akwa bare bakase no so afeye mo enwremo na yemfa ensam no ne nchiremu no yemfa entoa woso yensha se mfemfiri ahweya wonom na ehwe eye amanone ensam eso ononyafo Samuel oku jeto ablakwa enei wakasa na kasa no wakasa ye ewo Legon Presby Terren Boys Senior High School wonom afia etoso aduowotwe enson ase na ononyafo Samuel oku jeto ablakwa ekasaye na ne nkasaye mu no na wode eto eye wonom atwahie mu afi Ghana mpanifo nyina anim se braso se Ghana yedwen eye yedachi eho na yeja eye meyo osumwe sukuwe ya media yemfa triwi se maha yemfa we maha no wo se yeyi adifiri ho wo se yemisa ye ho se adenti na Ghana yekosoa nya mpanifo asebe wo modwen wo nko mu yafunu ho na wo mondwen wo man ho obi betimi akosukuwa wo wie pe na adwen nyina se mba bewie o man me ba bewie o man yede no kokko gina di bre bi pe na wonya tumi a no de pen ne pepa na chiso bo man ne kro no benya no hu se tam no man ne ebre wo se no mom eba be ye hiasem wo se yesu anu mom na ye jai se eye osum we ni suku ni we sunso se mensumi die ni ononyamfo okujeto ablakwa.
Instead of focusing on how strict religious doctrines are being enforced in our schools and the weird correlation between short hair and disciplined students, it is time to ponder over the real issues. Why is our educational system producing graduates who criminally create thousands of ghosts to fleece the state when real human beings are looking for jobs? Why is our educational system producing graduates who will destroy our environment, pollute our river bodies, and create a public health crisis for the rest of us just to advance their greedy galamsey search for gold? Why Why is our educational system producing graduates who lack ethical leadership? Why is our educational system producing graduates who commit Ghana to unconscionable transactions? Why is our educational system producing plutocratic graduates who want so much for themselves and don't care about the country they lead and the generations coming after them? To me, with all due respect, these are the weightier matters. That is why I agree with Albert Einstein when he proclaimed that true religion is real living, living with all one's soul, with all one's goodness and righteousness, unquote.
Was it Adenti and young Humasian, ye Timothy Obi, Wakosuko, Aquagentity, Piancoma, now a cocotin officer, know what the pain, has the paper so, now computers in a papa on one security account, Bema Ebese Oha, Ede Amanipa, Womontias, your friend ghost names, Nasa Nipano, Bosumi be a year, one more cat near Bon, one accounts, Nanipa, one Makosuku, Pejumano, or Mancasatifi, 1 year Jumanye, Nansunipa Baku, Wadan and Hunipa, and a debia Yetianica, Adentine. Humasia, Edis Uncle Free, yet to Manas and Nipper to Omni and one Musubitie, Nayam Pet and no anchor, and was it to me a share or how no ankasa. No, Yafu could you talk black watch, I say. We are singing and would do one more. Yase Ghana, or Moya, dear Papa, your boy, dim Papa, Edifa, a year religious tolerance, not as or Suma, Yeti, one city, your Bogana, Basopa, Yen Shanasa, a Quenyana, your what and every nasa, a dimpana, and also. So answering.
Ghana must not deviate and we must not degenerate. It has always been possible to accommodate the religious persuasions or idiosyncrasies in our secondary schools, as PESEC has always epitomized. So what exactly is this new national problem? To me, the essential point should not be about whether our schools are religious schools or public schools funded by taxpayers. The issue should be about the common humanity and love for one another. It is Jonathan Swift who famously said, quote, "We have just enough religion to make us hate, but not enough to make us love." Ghana has hitherto been celebrated globally for our religious tolerance. Let's not lose it. We must remember the iconic example of our revered national chief imam, His Eminence Osman Nuhu Sharabutu, who celebrated his 100th birthday by attending a service at the Christ the King Catholic Church in Accra.
Was it and for so ben was ye benya was sumbebre a ebema ya tentan ye ho anase ya tan ye ho sene se benya was sumo a ebema ya dodo ye ho ononyamfo sam okujato ablakwa wonu ye mrahye bidwani mo manfo wonu mo Southton sanso so ena oye osoafo a wo hwe eye Ghana amanone ensem eso Northton mrahye bidwani ena fa osoafo hwe amanone ensem eso eno no Mame mfawo entwaso na yemura mu ononyamfo Dr. Yawo ose aduchum kanen no na ye osoafo a hwe ahomasua ensem so a ene yanso wayi ni ti epre ni ti ewo NPP amanyuko nim se obetu franka e de amama nyuko no ene ne pen so en wo se wode double track en afen susuku ahomasua papa bebre wode eho hyehyeye e de ebaye na enra ebra wasi so e wono mchoro na afi esin so ebaye no yasi won ma repa de bebre seti ni o ma redoso na no nyamfo Dr. Yawo se aduchum che muni bibi ya ba mu ye de bibi ba ya na no eye after school activity allowance na che se eno no ye de ma teacher fo ekoya ma ne so wo ma enu aduane headmasters obi enya bi kan ne no nanka de wo sika wono nko a na etimi fa extra classes teacher edema ne ba enso ye ba na se da bi ohia ni ba nso wo so no so timi extra classes ni bi enti ye de se allowance buy yes achechefo mo pon school activities na mo fo bia enka ho wose ndisi abamba ya wose da bi me ntua mo ka enu nti na ya nkyere nkwala na the extra classes ene enso ene ba ya wo mu nyina wa feli mo mayentie ononyafo Dr. Yawo se aduchuma san ya ba ensemo a ye Ghana Education Services so e de atudwa ne ho
na ya teacher for intervention grant allowance some fire after school program before school from one column she said na sa ya ba na wo for musika before see the band we are for now we scan no go for extra classes ya ba na so that yes say onye ni so extra na one for extra classes any chess come teachers and my headmasters nebi even cook for most school nebi some from one column one prepare for the exam and this program also professional allowance ɛna nsɔhwɛ nkwadaa kɔyɛ yɛ a wofa borɔfo kasa nipa nan bi a mathematics nkonta woyi nipa nan bi a emu baako enya f ahomte ɛno kyerɛ yɛn sɛ ɛsɛ sɛ ɛba ne ɛbɛsie mu kɛkiri ɛsɛ saa baabi ne ɛbɛto adwuma no so ne ɛsie wu ɔman menim sɛ npp na ɛyɛ nneɛma kɛse sɛ ghana bɛsesa bɛyɛ ɔman kɛse a ɛbɛyɛ npp.
Ononyan for Dr. Yaw Osei Educhum and Nanusi Yepe and then Ghana Education Service. Openia wano ekasa Edma Ghana Education Service Ura Daniel Feni any and a pen on the custom ne wapa what tron in tentem wa Bayer say don't should be back on say Ghana Education Service and so one crata and a dabontin cra na crata ya day anime way every a year Ghana Education Service Kasama for Ura Daniel Feni and I say asemwa kane so afo hwe mmasuan sem so e kan momontungu ye kwan opeso ofaso na chese wo yini padwen kra di free no kra no na afen so issue nankasa eso se divert attention sa na potoka se mo kan no wo se aban eba ye controller and accountant general November bosomi ye etwa mu Dentia went me antia a teacher for allowance bino, watching him at the atudra. And yes, Ghana Education Service by ye one ababe a year allowance be an assay. A dear beer a set teacher for no wababe a dear flu, or said I be that Bibisa NC. Enti asema ononyam for doctor or said which may cano a ye buslimukano or can some teachers say, Eddie a unipadrin every honomoa keke. Yadaswa ejina eya homasuya ensam emu na Ora Angel Kabunu wano ene president of the Ghana National Association of Graduate Teachers Association of Ghana Nagrat Ora Angel Kabunu essay what's the results na ba ye enre ya enkwala na di ntwa wi eno na kire enkwala na nkasa ye tido saa netie bo say wono de who can you na soboa wode ebebo no wode bebo eye ehumasu ye dia ya manyosem se ne ye di suku aye traffic light eso kokoa esi we nko eso green we mra eso red yellow wo ko wo se enkaka ni nyine ko suku ene yenim holiday a ewo ho yenim se ye bema kwan sei na we de da bi obi ko suku dem bosumienu ebi krampo enru yase kokotena fie no ofofro nso mra na chese bibia eno ena ekire dia ehumasuan no ba bia eko ene ebisa nse na adan kane na ewo ho free 2017 ankola yi pass na osehwe mama njero opa fre wayek for na bi so say marking scheme na nkasa no grading system na ye ba ko stable na ye wo system bi eduru ba bia ye de A ye timi e 80% ni ama eye eduru ba bia wunya 70 enu shetima o enti sa 80 ni 70 no ye pe we sound so hwe we and as a result we na kire ye wo ma etro wasi ne yesuku nankasa no said ya etie yentie Owura Angel Kabunu ne nsema wode eto edwa.
I'm not surprised because it's Kodako too. Now, after a few months, normal basically, now another group of people call your car. Your car. Now, one for still, the results that are coming out is contrary to the complaint that you are making. This is the true reflection of the performance of our students in the SHS. And we have to blame ourselves because we have not created that school environment where a child goes to school with certainty. You know very well that the school term is from this time to that time. Holiday is from this time to that time. You go to school, people have even gone to school for 2 weeks and they have to be made to come home because another group of students have to come to school. Where do we run education like that anywhere in the world? Show us the results that you have been getting in the past than this one. Do you know that an education system can decide to make 65E in an exam, and then another time the A will be 70, and in another time the A will be 80, call WAEC, and ask WAEC whether they have stagnated the marks that grade the students, so that we will say that Afibia from 2017 to date, all the years past, no, grade A is always 8, and grade B is always 70, and grade C is always this and that. Whether the grading is stagnant. When they say no, then we don't have any right to make comparison.
Enti chase ma yenfre eye wayek so omo kase da bi omo grading system no enye ba ku free tete se unya 80% a wanya grade A unya 70 a wanya B na so omo kase ebre bi duru ama omo ye 60% A a enye ma yemfa enso hwe atwa mu no results ne compare dia bayi eno ene ye true reflection of your education and kasa no mofra no wonu ma di nim no wadi sua no eno ene kire na owura enjega bonu kire se Ghana your education system na kasa enye save wo say baabi a ene schools mu krampo no enye save wo say ada osoafo hwe humasu ansem so say tablet ya de man kwala se wo mo fensua de na bi di hwepo no wo say no kra de so eno ne nketoa ye de ka enkwala ye wo mo computer brimu enye tete no ye nananom manase ye papa no pensu no enema no omo ye de computer ne wo enti omo de ade a wo mo ye wo school mankasa no we so owura enje kapono
Miami School St. Mary's. Confirm going na the professional be by no the lock be. The black girl ba coming boni din. She was able to get antidote and broke the code within minutes. A student. You see, the children we are dealing with, you know, and time we are dealing with people who are born with computers and mobile phones. You know, graphic media and the crowd. These are the light. Oh, any and Kitubu Krana Minister Eka. So these days, the school environment is not safe. School be was such a new takwade, main boarding. And now, how come students come to school, they check their crimes and I boy be the topic. As you said, this wapi, not knowing each and any men of fat topic back home, edition and all the share and so don't take it. Why? Not knowing it has been laced with marijuana. And we toffee. I mean, so the examples are many and varied.
Eti ene ehumasuan yenya manyasem kran fifiri yenye ni ye sedia owura angel kabonu wosi echirimu ede efano Arisha ma yentoa ensam no esoe na yenko garu emra hyebedwani ene se woba eye kumasi asantema ntema nkro kumasi emu a okika komensha wo de security setie ni ejinane na so papa ni nyina eye asantemawra era no tumfo ze tutu awotoso mienu eye ne vedita na se nsiesie boko menteme ho ase no afamienu enkonwasi a wosiye afei nanu disema na afei so babia Busu say de to be ne ode eba betudwa na no na garu mrahye bedwane onyanfo Dr. Thomas Anaba kire say asumdwe ne ahwehwe ye nyina ye ntai otumfo achi de ode betudwa bia obia ensum munyina munsum enya fe na we eba bepopuniti ana we beka se empene wo say boko menteme ho ase na afen so pinche atena no mache edi awu enti de obia hia ene asumdwe enti yenhwe se de ode ebetudwa otumfo beka bia no afane no wo nyina ebeje atum na won masom se de beya asumdwe mapa ebetimi aba boko ene ne mpotemu.
There's no much to expect but peace in that place. You know, we spent a whole lot of years, a lot of resources, time, wasted lives, destroyed businesses because of this conflict. I know it's not an easy task. Akufo-Addo handed it to him to manage. President John Mahama also came and realized that he could manage it and left it for him to complete. He has handled it gently, step by step, and finally gotten to a point. And what we are expecting is that his pronouncements should bring peace, so that government would take his recommendations and everybody would accept their implementation to the latter. We'll all be happy with ourselves and live harmoniously in Boku, because we are already one people in Boku. We are already one group of people living in Boku. We don't have any difference. It's just some small misunderstanding about ownership that has brought us this far. So my prayer is a successful and a peaceful resolution that is going to be pronounced.
Enti se dia ebefri otumfo hwa ba bia no yenhwe se yebeso mu sanse no ene de asumdwe ebeba na mamemfa wo entoa so na yentena hinsam ni mu so kakra nkopie mu ewo kwawu eye nananom atena nkonwa ene kwawu nananom atena nkonwa wonom etu wonto asebo na ekopie mu Eastern Regional Security Coordinating Council no wonom enan so wonom ekoye na chese adwobre wonom baba to security council yi anim say no kwasam asumdwe no wonom epe wonom ede eba besusu dua say nana wote akonwa so nipa wonom agini tum se wono na eye ohene ankasa Wabitifi ene ehwonom ensam no wode nyina ebaye na wonom ebaye divisional chiefs na afin so oba hemafo wonom baye na achemfo asiedu Ajima wotoso miensa wono ena edi wonum anim enti oba bedruye no ena onunyamfo Rita Akosua Ejei Awate wono eye Eastern Regional Minister wode eto wonum anim se nananom no kwasem sadia mohwehwe no eno na mensonso mehwehwe asumdwe na mohwehwe no eno a ena mensonso mitu na mana se yensonso ye hwehwe no kwasem nananom ahimfi ntimi fa yensanto so da yenye krampo se ye de yense babeto mohimfi so yesram aya moma asumdwe ni nkabumu emra esanse se mentimi ho ase basa na afenso tututuo eba mode mo ye mema ya mo ahoden o emma ne mofra yempa na ya ye bre enti yesremo yensa de ensayem monhwe se eya manamuntu mu no mobema eye asumdwe edi ahimu na afenso nso mobentuma na momma nkabomu emra na de amohwe eye asumdwe ne eno a na menso nso mehwe a matu ho anamo menem panifo bebre atu anamo ede afa ho we Eastern Regional Minister
Expedite Mudika Edeshe Mukata document senior day and baby assembly only the two. Your own city wants me to refer among National House of Chiefs. Maybe any local government minister, their class, representing a lot of issues, chieftaincy issues among them say almost any kind of House of Chiefs, president, and Nakasa, Zimbabwe. And said, young woman, I wish you and also not used to wish you, Obaba, and one was so said as we be a pepper who not a son is the region. Zimbabwe, and the force ever. One woman, a man is not young man, any Padano, and I am cooking. Let me say, you dear, and I'll be a Jimmy, some work. I took some time now. Now, my man, me and man, and my brother, my child, it's anything I have said. I am not a moonjuka. It's in fire, sir, and to Paris soon. And then I said, yes, yes, sir, to Paris soon. And then I'm not going to do that. But I am not the same. Son, it's the end.
Heya na ye pesa sumdwe ne bakakra enunti ba yenye ya adwen se ye de yensa eba beto ahemfie bia eso da bi yenye ne sa we eye onunyamfo Rita Akosua Ejei Awate apiemante mu swafo na yade besori efisem no eso no ye call eye awie ye de tomanim ese lithium ni tu a eno enti enam so ema ewoya omanfo a wonom etete ewoya na fezu ne potamu no kwasem wonom ebobna ekire se Mfie mienu ni ampanifo ba ho no se wonom adan ajapade bi a wono ye ba ba kyerɛkyerɛ ne de akɔ na mpatasika wo ho no anase de sewo no ye de amawo na afei yakɔ akosi bia ye ba bi anu ya dan adankra be se 180 unit ye de amamo se de be ya ban beba na ya ba betu fam gudi ye hya no na ye nso so yenya esomfa so na omanfo kyerɛ se no kwasem wonom ahwani mu a mfie mienu ni a ban esoma nkrofo ba ye afei ni da so asa afuo kro no mtimi no esanse wodo afuo esi ana esi aba bidregu a wa ugegirege wa biabo enti wom kire kom na eye oman hene a wono ewo Mankasim traditional area eye osagefo amanfo edu a wotoso enan wode atonsantrofo animi se no kwasem ne manfo ho kire won papa wode nyamiase se ne de aba abontin wo se ne manfo ho kire won edu ba bia na wonom anya nidaso kakra esanse emrahye bidwe eba be sorry wonum asetena so ninth parliament wonum rahye bidwe ni kopie asem no betum rahye bidwe fie ema waka se yenkomra yetu ho na montina afei de wonum anya rehyimu bi afei wonum nkonkoti anachese asem ni nyina no areshimu no emfaso bia mfrimu amba osagefo amanfo edu obotoso enan nene eni.
And that was why this moratorium was issued in October 2023 and up to date. Our people cannot undertake any basically farmers. That's the real issue. Our people are starving. And we are unable to, in fact, hope came quite recently, just before the parliament went on recess. The ninth parliament, they recently went on recess. Before the recess, we had some hopes because our member of parliament, Honorable Dr. Ibn raised on the floor of parliament, and we had a positive response from the minister that they were going to look at it as soon as possible. They went on break and resumed quite recently. Our hopes got much more higher. They came to Parliament and we had the hope that they've laid the new agreement before Parliament. Then new issues started cropping up.
We are Sergeant for Aman for Edward Botoso and Naina and Semiachina Dr. Frank Boateng, where a global management accountant. Chartered manager was a senior lecturer at the University of Mines and Technology. Was it so train nipa no ready a ekoso a man for one mutite a way one money da swasa na empunto bia emma one enim one da chekra one benku no nifa no kwasem na na ra huye pa adenti na o man bi so man Ghana yetimi eduru ba bi e yeduri ne so man for na e wo se yede emma wonom.
Looking at events unfolding and taking us back to where we almost had opportunity to have seen a deal that had the potential to have given to Ghanaians some meaningful returns on our mineral. And then looking at our situation now, the discussions we are having right now, I mean, for me, it's very, very sad for me as a Ghanaian and for the work we do. Why are we here and why must we be here? If it was bad before, obviously it will be bad today and it will be bad now. But the question is, can we continue to do this politics and to what end? Look at the video you just played with the young lady who is saying that for almost 2 years now, they don't have access to their farm. They are not able. We should look at these people, the livelihood of the people of Infantiman.
Oh, yeah, sure, man, for one of my bra, one of my sitting no kwasem, we Dr. Frank Boateng, where a senior lecturer at the University of Mines and Technology, the Watakwano. Yenko we kasiano wa manane ense mo October bosumi nimu ena Cameroon for ekoto aba na wanum eto aba ne ewie ye no na chese opposition leader wono chese wadi nkunim sanso no owura pobia wono sonso mampani wono se kire so wono sonso adi nkunim ekoba ye na chese owura pobia ena abato commission no adi nkunim die no ema no na no no wo kire se ene omanfo te wo hugumonte so yo ye kire pa ye kan bi ade kire wo na opposition leader ba ko na oka ye one more ti wo hugu montin so wonom eyo ye kire Aniset Akeni enya emfie aduoson enan emfie aduoson nan wo ye kire ni bi no na aposifo ebeche no ye kire no ene ekokosie ye na atiefo ba bi a meka kosi nyina ne se papa yi aduoson enan 74 years ekeni ene wato na no monse do ewo aposifo akache ne nyina no wo se anopa yi wonom ewo ho no mo a na aposifo efre ne ho kani ne yire se bra ye hia ho ne yire ko ye no ne se ye de sebe ni kunu na mu kire ne se ukunu wato na no monse do enti jiwade na mo fenku fie na ma mi so frɛ abusuafo na eno na manyuko no kire ese na manyuko kasamafo Chiroma Bakari kire se ekwanya aposifo aban na fizo abombofo wonom efa so edi wonom ani no enye papa yi ne ho eno do no moche no ene kokoto afiase wo bra wonye bone bia wo ka so yara mama ne kwan mana nkwa kuhu adokitafo nanso no aban ne se enye no kore yesan se ne asrafo wonom ayaresabia na papa yi eto anananom ewonsie do ade na moache papa yi atenemu a mama ya antene mo hwe ye hu ne ho hwe eno ane se ne mo ba mo se papa yi ato anananom ewonsie do nanso aban no ne abambofo ne kyese ne ho no do no yare enti anadwi na kyese mu ye den a wode ba bepie mu wo asrafo no wonom ayare sabia papa yi ekeni wato nananom ewo ensie do okoye oye kire ebra wonum to aba ewie yese na manyuku na di nkunim ene ye kire no ene papa no wafrim ade hye de kase ni nyina asi dia edi kase ni mu akotene bi ene se ono nyamfo sama okuja to abla kwade ato Ghana fo anim se yenhwe na yema enye ye hiasem ye hawo ese ye humasua etete omanfo a wonum nya tumi a na aye wo nko a wo yem no wo bo micro no manfo te wo ebre ye me ani emre eno homom na yenyai osum suku ena fesuwe eye media mempewe sa enso ena owura enje kabonu wono ena eyedwumtenene edema nagrat wo kire se enkwala no wasi so won tro ya wo ma fili no no ena kire amanyosem ayede awurawura eye homasua mu ene wasi eso yelo a ebi ko eso gini a ebi ba eno ne kan bi amankwala no wo madi ntwu yedo ebowura mu a okire bokumra hyebedwani esre eye bokofo busuafo a wonum ensem nyina mentime ho ase asori nyina se ene baabi a otumfo ste kokoso asantemawura ede beto obia no obia ensum na asomdwe emra sa enso ena kwawu nanamatra nkonwanso ekọ eye bambofo nan so ese wasre wo ba bekiri mu dia wonum agine tum se woye ohene nenso wose wo pasumdwe enontia hare sheka se ni nyina asi ohene spices na finso ohene no dairy pardon makadama na yede kase yi ebrel se ke woke ene streaming live on Facebook ede emaye me so amekenka ma medin ene ohene ba nyako mede wo asi nyame yadma ochira no pa obete kase foforo yakrao
Pent Radio 100.1